I forgot to recite the bathroom dua before going into the toilet, and the doors started moving by themselves when no one else was there. Salam, I'm a female and I commute to the office every day. Yesterday, something strange happened at work, and I'm pretty sure it was a jinn encounter, more specifically in the toilet. From when I was younger, I always recite the bathroom dua before going into the bathroom, and I always enter with my left feet and exit with my right feet. Most of the time, I like to work through lunchtime so that I can finish work earlier. And just like that, even yesterday, at 12 o'clock, when every single person in my entire floor and department had gone downstairs to the canteen for lunch, I stayed behind and carried on working. Around 12:15, after everyone has left, I decided to go to the toilet. I walked over to our floor's female toilets, which is located near the fire exit at the back of our floor. It's basically hidden away at the back of the floor near the fire escape staircase, which is different to the main staircase. I prefer going to this one since it's hidden, it's a lot more cleaner. Since these toilets are in the back of the floor, I have to walk past everyone's desks in order to get to them. And this is how I know and confirm that no one else was left behind. The women's toilet have two doors, one which is the fire safety door and another one which is the actual entrance to the toilet. And inside there are 4 separate cubicles, including one which is more bigger for disabled users. I had a disposable cup with me, which I filled up with water before going into the cubicles for personal hygiene reasons. Whilst I was filling up my cup with water, I kid you not, one of the cubicle doors started opening by itself and slammed shut. Of course, since the whole place was quiet and since I was in the back of the floor, it gave me a heart attack and I just jumped back and I spilled all of the water on my shoes. At first, I thought it was just a rude colleague opening the door in such a frantic way. For a second, I even got angry, waiting for whoever it was that just slammed the door open or shut to come forward. But then I remembered that I didn't hear any footsteps coming in, and there was no one inside when I came in, and no one went out either. Bear in mind, there were no windows here, so there's no place for wind to come in and slam the door. There are ventilators, but they barely blow any air, let alone strong enough to close those doors by themselves. And even if it did, I'm sure not only one door, which was right in the middle, would close by itself. The slam was so hard and so loud that it was just so aggressive, and immediately I felt like I was being watched. I never felt like this before, and I never even came across a jinn or anything like that, but this was the first thought that crossed my mind. This is when I realized that when I came into the toilet, I forgot to say the bathroom dua, and this was the first time that I've forgotten to say it in many years. I think I forgot because I was in a rush. A, because I needed to go really quickly, and B, because I just wanted to get back to my desk. As soon as I realized this, I immediately made a beeline for the entrance. I went outside, said the bathroom dua, and then came back in again with the correct foot. This time, it felt different. No one was in there and I didn't feel anything. And you guessed it, the door didn't slam, shut, or open again. I went back to the sink and used a bunch of tissue to clean up my shoes and to dry it as dry as possible. And then I just did my business, washed my hands and left. Even after I exited, I said Gufranik and exited with my right foot and made sure that I did this. I've never experienced anything like this before, and now when I'm at work and I'm going to the specific toilets, which I still do use them because they are relatively cleaner, I always make sure that I remember to say the bathroom dua. This encounter of course scared me a lot, especially since there's no valid reason for why that door should slam shut. And even if this happened literally in the middle of the day at noon, it still scared the hell out of me. It just goes to show that these duas do keep us protected. I just wanted to share this with you. Sorry, I know this is not your usual content, and if you do choose to read it out, thank you anyway. I would love to know what you think, so please reply if you see this. Wa alaikum salam. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. First of all, you're right, I don't usually do like jinn content, but I saw this one and I thought, you know what, it's quite interesting because I also like try and remember to say the bathroom dua before I enter and exit, as we all should be, by the way, because it's there to protect us. Like, you're supposed to be doing it to protect yourself, but it scares me because like I don't like, you know, I don't know if I've spoken about it before, but I don't really like to talk about like jinns and stuff, because I heard, and it is true, that if you talk about it more and if you're thinking about it or you're discussing it, they are prone to be more attracted to you specifically. So for this reason, because I'm a scaredy cat, to be honest, I don't usually like to talk about this stuff, but I thought this one's interesting because it does remind people to make sure you say all of your, you know, recite Ayatul Kursi, the dua before you leave the house, make sure you say your bathroom dua, like you make sure you're doing these things, even if other people are not doing them, even if obviously non-Muslims don't do them, but I'm just saying, like, for yourself, because you just never know. I mean, they're there, like we all know, like bathroom jinns, they do exist. So if you want to protect yourself, even if it's nothing like slamming doors or scaring you, like the fact is that they are going to be like watching you do your business or shower or whatever. So I'm sure you don't want that. So that's why you say those du'as. So yeah, this one kind of scared me, to be honest, because when I like go to the toilet, I'm going to be thinking about this now. But you know, Allah's above all forms of evil and good. So you know, as long as you say your du'as and you have the intent that Allah's above anything evil and pure, and He's strong to defeat anything and anyone, so you'll be protected, inshallah. So yeah, just like I'm feeling nervous. Like I'm reading it and I'm scared from just reading it, by the way. I know you shouldn't be scared of them because Allah made them as well. But I'm just a bit of a like I don't care. I don't mind watching horror movies or anything like that. But when it comes to like anything jinn related, I'm just like, nope. But yeah, thank you for sharing.